My plan this morning is to take a coast-to-coast trip in my Giulietta and tell you about what's been going on this year. And first I'll go and get some gas, some Shell V-Power. And then I'll go to the north coast of this island and drive to the south coast. How about that? The ultimo stile experience about classic Italian sports cars. I try to inspire people to see how simple it is to do all the exciting stuff. So go ahead, make your day, punk. Right, so this is it, I suppose. I'm at the north coast of the island where I live. It's a little before 10 in the morning and the sun is rather low on the sky. And I'm set up for a drive around, I don't know, 3 hours maybe, to the south tip of the island. And I'll take out time to explain a bit about what I've experienced during the year, good and bad. The ultimo stile combo, myself and the Giulietta Sprint Veloce. On the very top of my mind is of course the Knudstorp race that I didn't attend last weekend, but that'll be racing next year. I'll be doing some stopovers and try to tell about all the good things I experienced during 2015, spring, summer and autumn. Now let's go.
Importantissima per questa industria. Il progettista lavora in stretta collaborazione con i due collaudatori Sanesi e Zanardi. Zanardi sta portando la nuova macchina tipo 1000 miglia a Monza per un'ultima prova. Questa macchina è stata costruita in gran segreto e costituisce una delle maggiori minacce al primato della Ferrari.
Inspired by the Mille Miglia and a book I read about Mauro Forghieri, I started doing some calculations on roll center dynamics on the Giulietta. I used some software I found on the internet and I got a good opportunity to look at parts at Stelvio Automobili, where they had a disassembled Giulietta Sprint. And I did actually find out some very interesting characteristics about why the car behaves as it does. And during the process I had a good opportunity to look at the design and get some interesting values about my little race car. You have Sunday drivers in other countries as well. Know what I mean? The sun is out, it's the last nice driving day of the season, and some idiot has to stay just below the speed limit, 79.0 kilometers per hour. But once spring is out, we think about something entirely different. All the little boys get their cars out of the garage and we go as fast as we can on all the country roads. We have the Via Retro community in Copenhagen, and the wonderful thing about this group of people is that we all drive different cars. It's not your usual owners club with only one single mark like Alfas or Jaguars. That's a good way to drive. Lots of cars passing by, modern cars. The only thing you can hear are the bloody tires. How about we start this little jewel up and go for the rest of the way to the south coast. I'll be taking all the main roads, avoiding motorways, just like when I went to the Nürburgring last year. But this year, for once, I didn't spend my spring in Nürburgring or anywhere abroad. Instead, I helped a guy sell his family house with their glass-walled garage. I went to Padborg Park to get my race license, because this was my main focus this year. It was a very, very exciting experience with both a practical test and a theory test as well, but for racers this time. I spent a lot of money getting the right race gear, suiting up for my first race, and I aimed at the Knudstorp race late in the season. But I didn't get an opportunity to use it properly, but now I have it all for next year. My personal equipment and the car is kitted up now, and I also got my technical papers and my approval for the car as a racer. Seat brackets, race seats, 50s style, and green carpets from Italy. I got the interior right now. In my opinion, style is very important when you drive an old car like an Alfa Romeo Giulietta. So getting the carpets from Italy was very exciting for me. It all went very well, better than I expected really, but it has also taken a lot of effort to get it right, and I've been over it many times. The seats were something else. I had been contemplating buying proper seats, Zagato style from Italy, but in the end, Steffen, my mechanic friend, and Morten, who does the upholstery, did a really good job, and I think they really arrived at some very delicious seats. And they're very comfortable and very supporting, and in the end, with the right brackets, as you see here, I think it all looks really good. I'm satisfied. Noon, time for some coffee and a sandwich, and maybe a little company besides the Giulietta. I had arrived at the eastern coast of the island and had another 2 hours drive. I made a brave decision. I would finally paint my car. I started with a spray can, and I'm not really good at it, but in the end I'm actually satisfied with the result. It also gave me a good opportunity to take some parts out of the car and repair them, and I could put in all the bling that I'd assembled over the years from the internet. Getting the car all red actually changed the character of the car, along with the Avon tires. And since then I've really enjoyed driving the car around and showing off. The one event I took this year that really made a difference was the Oldtimer Grand Prix. It was a fabulous outing with some good friends from Copenhagen, and although I just took 2 laps of the North Loop, it was really a very good experience, and I got some very nice photographs from all the ring photographers as well. Next year, let's hope I'll be participating. I took in the whole atmosphere of the paddock at the Grand Prix track, and I really love the whole thing. I really want to be part of the racing community in Europe. And being the big head expert on all things Nürburgring, I decided to do my big head video about how to drive the Nürburgring and hints about how not to do it.
Das Auto schoss dem Chaussee entlang. In Chaussee. A tree-lined road. A tree-lined country road. You don't see that anymore. That's the good old days. That's how it's supposed to be. Wonderful sceneries for wonderful cars.
I've been troubled ever since I got the car, actually, with my steering going off. I would suddenly get toe in after some hard racing on the Nürburgring, for instance, or Spa-Francorchamps. It was all resolved when the car was in for its final adjustments for the Knudstorp race. Steffen Madsen, my mechanic, he found out that one of the ball joints had a bent axle. I knew of this, that this could happen from reading on alphabb.com in California. And at Sturup Raceway on 2 occasions where I did some burn-in testing of my car. Seeing how it would stand hard abuse maybe. I had 2 incidents, I'd say. The first time over at Sturup, I cooked my tires. They were Vredestein street tires, so maybe that's okay. And the second time, I actually snapped my linkage over here in the left side for the anti-roll bar. Here's some footage where you can actually hear the link snap. There. And immediately I got 3 seconds a lap slower. The part fell off on the following lap. It tumbled under the car and got itself cramped between the bottom of the car and the exhaust header. The design of the link for the roll bar on the Giulietta is a crude one. We have some ideas, so we'll get that better for next year. But I'm so glad that my toe-in problem has been solved. I finally got around to getting properly married to Mrs. Ultimo Stile, and our good friend Kel, he drove us in his wonderful black Lancia Flaminia Pininfarina Coupe. He shows it off in all kinds of events. I like to go to the Cars and Coffee on Saturday and as many Thursday evenings for car meets in Roskilde as well. This is from the Bella Italia September meeting. It's always in September, and this year it was really nice weather. People came from all over the country to show off their cars. Only Italian cars, of course. Cars and motorcycles. It's a wonderful opportunity to see all kinds of cars from Italy, from all the eras and from all the marques. And now it's started raining. I lost a windscreen wiper, but I'm going over there where the light is. Maybe it's about time I tell a bit about the race and classic car communities in Copenhagen. I've been attending the Via Retro meetings, and they had some drives during summer as well, especially in spring. And I've been visiting the pit in Copenhagen, where Hans van Hirsch and Søren Malmström, they have their racing garage. They drive a Volvo and a BMW, respectively, and they have urged me to go racing this year. And they are the guys I met in Roskilde for the Jubilee race. And I have a bet with Hans that I can keep number 42 if I go racing this year. But unfortunately I didn't, you know. But I think I'll have to negotiate that. I think it's possible to keep my number. He's also aware of the fact that number 42 is the big question, the answer to the big question about life, universe and everything. So now I've been driving for 4 hours and I'd like to finish everything and get back home to the sunny north. So now I've arrived at the almost equally sunny south of the island. Over there is the next island, and then it's Poland or Germany. Did I mention everything during the drive? I don't know. I also took part, or I visited the Copenhagen Historic Grand Prix. Nothing much happened, but I did shoot some video, as I always do. You saw the Nürburgring, and there's been this and that, small things, and a lot of things I'd like to attend, but couldn't find the time or the money, or things just, got mixed up. It's Saturday morning. I got up at 5 o'clock in order to make the time slot for the Copenhagen Historic Grand Prix 2015.
Ja.
Prøv at høre. Så det er, som det er.
Du har fået sol i hovedet. Hvor blev den der?
Det er rødvin, jeg pusser altid op.
Ja, så er det sådan. Og det er meget spændende for.
So next year will be better, or equally good at least. And I'll try to see as many nice places as possible and do some filming, of course. So see you next year.